For more entertainment, log on and subscribe to www.youtube.com/Venus.
हो चौघांची मॅडम तुषार शेवाळे ओके मॅडम घेतले मॅडम तुषार शेवाळे त्यानंतर नानासाहेब महाराजांचं
ते नाही आहे ना ते नाही
नाही
ते कुठे आहे
नाही आहेत ना
ती पॅटर्न
ओके
त्यांच्या आजमा
त्याच्याऐवजी पण प्रशांत देवरे
मी तुला नावं लिहून देतो पटकन कोण कोण प्रशांत देवरे गडाख सचिन पिंगळे
I request all the guests to please proceed towards the Saraswati Pujan and the Prajan.
जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी, वागीश्वरी वागीश्वरी। जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी।
I request all the dignitaries to please be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The galaxy of intellectuals, Your Excellency, management, invited guests, and my dear friends. I heartily welcome you all for this auspicious occasion on the grand inaugural ceremony of Robotics Lab, powered by Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited and felicitated by Maratha Vidya Prasarak SAMAJ'S Karmavir Advocate Baburao Ganpatrao Thakre College of Engineering. To start off with this evening, I call upon the principal of our institute, Honorable Satish Devne sir, to please present the welcome speech.
Good evening, all dignitaries from the dais. Myself, Satish Devne, principal of this institute, which is, I think, a part of the prestigious sanstha that is Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj. Sorry. Today we all, that is my faculty and my staff of KBTCA, feel proud, as this day is going to make the history in the book of the KBTCA. On the occasion of inauguration ceremony of the MVPS and some robotics labs, first of all, we KBTCA welcome Mr. Brandon sir for accepting our request as a chief guest of the ceremony. Welcome you, sir. We also welcome that is Armstrong's great brothers, Mr. Vineet and Mr. Pranav, who are the chairman and the MD of that particular company, isn't it? And giving us the opportunity to, for us to work along with you, so that is okay. We can build a good rapport of the industry and the institute interactions. I also welcome that is our president of the MEP, Dr. Tushar Shewale sir, Sir Chitnis ma'am and Nileematai Pawar, plus Shri.Pralhad from the ARMSTRONG, all my LMC members, all my directors of the MEPs, and some industrial friends from the MEC and my other organizations. The relation of the MEP and the ARMSTRONG, which was initiated back in 2018, isn't it? At that time, that by the NS Patil was the principal of that particular thing, from institute. The goal was to make the industry-ready students, isn't it, for the industry on the robotics and the automation field, isn't it? The dream is then brought into the reality by our instrumentation team, Pranali, Pranita, and these two people specifically. And now we are seeing the full-fledged lab with the two robots on that side, isn't it? Which is really feeling us the great. So that instead of we are going to the industry, the dream was seen by our principal to bring the industry into our campus, isn't it? So that is my students and all the things people will work on that part. On this occasion, we promise that is the relation of the MVP and the Armstrong, isn't it? It's not only for the preparation of the students in the there is industry ready student for that, but we'd like to work ahead, isn't it, to innovate the things, isn't it, so that our people can help you for your new achievements or your new algorithms, isn't it, and will feel you proud of that particular things. Thank you very much from KBTC, and all you are welcome for that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a progress, and working together is success. And that is what we have experienced till this date, from the day when we all had a vision of this robotics laboratory in our institute. It is this, if this beautiful edifice of learning has stood erect today, it is the joint effort of all the team members of Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited and all the joint efforts of the management of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nasik. A portion of this edifice is also dedicated to all the staff members, students, and parents of Karmavir Advocate Baburao Ganpatrao Thakre College of Engineering, Nasik. Now, I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day, Mr. Brendan Lacy. Sir has achieved Chartered Engineer academic status from Technological University, Dublin, and have received the honor of National Student of the Year Award. To highlight, this is the first ever part-time student to win this National Council for Educational Award. About his career, Sir started his career as mechanical designer in Heister at Dublin, Ireland. He worked as design engineer in Cadbury Ireland Limited. Sir also contributed as a director with Global Project Group in Sydney, Australia, and as a vice president at Global Product Engineering, EMEA, Germany. Currently, he is working as Senior Director, Operations Delivery with Dematic APAC in Sydney, Australia. Sir has been honored with Team Leader and Outstanding Individual Contribution Award, Person of the Year Award by Dematic Group. Dematic Group is a group leader in automation systems and is presenting itself in the Indian market through strategic relationships with the help of Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. Mr. Brendan Lacy, who is present today, is a Senior Director of Dematic Asia Pacific region. With this, I request our Honorable Sarchatnis Madam, Nileematai Pawar Ma'am, to please felicitate Mr. Brendan Lacy. I consider it to be a great honor to introduce our guest of honor for the day, Honorable Mr. Vineet Mazgaonkar, sir. Mr. Vineet Mazgaonkar, sir, is the chairman and co-founder of Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. Sir is known as a prominent innovator and senior leader in the intralogistics automation industry. He has been in this complex and high-tech automation industry for last 27 years, including 20 years of Armstrong and 2 years of senior leadership as on a German board. He also has experience of distinctive international partnerships and collaborations to his credit. I request our Honorable President Tushar Dada Shewale sir to please felicitate Mr. Vineet Mazgaonkar sir. It is my privilege to invite our next guest of honor for the day, Honorable Mr. Pranav Mazgaonkar, sir. Mr. Pranav Mazgaonkar is the founder director of Armstrong and a pillar of the company. Pranav, sir, believes in collaboration, the greatest source of learning. His strong ethics and conduct have helped build personal ties, mutual respect, and to gather team efforts for performance enhancement and operational excellence. His ability to manage, delegate, and communicate with people from all walks of life is a strong suit. In the last 21 years, Pranav sir has worked in every function while building the organization. I request, I request our director, Dr. Vishram Babu Nikam sir, to please felicitate Mr. Pranav Mazgaonkar sir. Finally, I'm glad to invite our next guest of the evening, Honorable Mr. Srinu Prasad. Mr. Srinu Prasad is the Director of Operations with Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. Sir has vast experience in operations of various MNCs. He has vast experience working with many organizations. To name a few, he has worked with Volvo India as Center of Excellence leader, Doosan Infocore Private Limited as manufacturing operations, founder and chief operations officer at Fusion Metal Tech and Vesta Equipments Private Limited, vice president operations at Steer Engineering Private Limited, and currently he is working with Armstrong Automation as director of operations. I request Director Honorable Sachin Pingre sir to please felicitate Mr. Srinu Prasad. This lab is designed by architect Mr. Pawan Patil sir and is constructed in-house by our faculties of KBT College of Engineering. I would request Mr. Vinit Mazgaonkar sir to please felicitate the architect of our MVP Armstrong Robotics Lab, Mr. Pawan Patil sir. Of course, no introduction is needed for this organization. However, Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited, which is the leading and India's best warehouse automation company and intralogistics and warehouse automation solutions provider that solves all the complex solutions and problems. We all are also aware of the state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, global service network, and team of diverse committed professionals which ensure world-class delivery and life cycle support. I would like to mention here that with the vision of crafting unique solutions to make lives easy and a combination of a customer-centric purpose, we have witnessed the best-in-class values of the entire team of Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. By this, I would like to thank the entire team of Armstrong Machine Builders for gracing this evening, for being present here for this inaugural function. Now, I would like to call upon the coordinator of the lab, Mrs. Tidme of Instrumentation and Control Department, to give us the highlights of the MVP Armstrong Robotics Laboratory.
Thank you, Vinit sir. A very warm good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and also to all those who have gathered here for the inaugural ceremony of MVPS Armstrong Laboratory. I, Ms. Tidme Sujata, the coordinator of MVPS Armstrong Laboratory, feel very fortunate to present the journey of MVPS Armstrong Robotics Laboratory in front of you all. As we know, any institute industry, and alumni interaction plays a significant role. We as MVP Samaj find us very lucky to have a combination of both through MVPS Armstrong Laboratory. I still remember the day when our alumni, Mrs. Pranita Kashyap, and our education officer, Dr. Nanasaheb Patil sir, for a minutes of interaction, a thought came out that how we can start something in collaboration between Armstrong Machine Builders and our institute so as to help in the skill and performance enhancement of the student. And in just a single meeting, which was held with our Sir Chitnis Madam and Mazgaonkar sir, we can proceed jointly, and a small seed of collaboration was laid down between two brands, one from industry and one from the institute, and it started to blossom. On 15th of June 2019, a memorandum of understanding was signed with Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj and Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. The MOU was signed by keeping focus on the following objectives: to strengthen the relationship between industry and institute for a common cause, to enhance students' technical as well as non technical skills and make them industry ready, to ensure that practicals meet theory across all functional areas of industry, to facilitate exchange of ideas among students, faculty, and industry, to train students on real time industrial projects starting from layout planning till the factory acceptance test, to open up and provide a platform for research in the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and machine vision, to provide on site factory training on customer real time projects, to provide placement assistance to the students in the field of automation. This is a very proud moment for MVP Samaj and Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited that we are the first who has taken the initiative and successfully established the first practical robotics laboratory with industrial articulated robotics setup in North Maharashtrian region. Till date, we were able to train 40 students on basic robotics training, out of which 30 students got placed in core companies, and among these 30, 15 students were absorbed by Armstrong itself, which was really a very great achievement. Unfortunately, during pandemic, we were unable to start a training batch, but immediately in post-COVID, that is from 12th December 2021 till 15th March 2022, that is in just 4 months span, we were able to train our faculties and students on 5 industrial real-time projects, out of which 3 robots were of ABB Mech, a project developed for Hindustan Unilever for back palletizing application, and remaining 2 were of Fuji Mech, a project developed for Parle, Ghaziabad for carton palletizing application. Currently, we have provided internship to students in the lab. Simultaneously, we have also provided field visit to our engineering students from BFE, SET, and faculty members so as to give them the awareness of what all activities are carried out in this laboratory. Currently, in our lab, we have 2 robots of Yaskawa Mech, one for palletizing and the other for depalletizing application, which are focused on only a new product development, which will help the students to enter into the field of research. To conclude with, we have planned the following activities to be executed in the coming semester. To start giving training to our engineering students on advanced robotic systems like vision and depalletizing application. To help them to develop the complete robotic cell and simulate the same before actual implementation. We have also tried to provide electrical and robot panel installation, wiring, and troubleshooting training to our ITI students, to conduct small workshops for our CBSE and ICSE robot prototype building so as to inculcate the spirit of research from their childhood. So this gives me a privilege that this lab is not only for the engineering graduates, but it starts from KG to PG. This all can be done if we all work as a team for a common cause and make this lab as one of the best lab in all our Maharashtra. With your permission, I will just play a 2 minutes video which will just summarize the journey in short. to all for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for all the details, and thank you for walking us through the journey of this relationship. Now, without wasting any more time, I'll request our chief guest for the day, Mr. Brendan Lacy, to please address the gathering. So.
Hello, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone here and everyone who made it possible leading up to this day. The academics, the industrialists, the students. Collaboration is key in everything that we do. It only through collaboration we've gotten here today. I'd also like to thank the gentleman who gave me such a nice introduction. I'd forgotten a lot of those items. He just reminded me that I won National Student of the Year. It's so long ago I had genuinely forgotten. I really should update my LinkedIn profile. But it did take my mind back to when I was a student myself. I didn't have such a great facility of a lab and technology. So I was friendly with a security guard and a company close by. And every Saturday, he'd let me in to use a CAD, a computer-aided design device. At that point in time, starting off as a mechanical draftsman, I was working on a board in a room full of 60 other people on drawing boards. There was less than 20 CAD terminals in the whole country. So every Saturday morning, I'd get up with the permission, go in, sit in front of one of 4 terminals in a multinational business and teach myself CAD. From that point in time, I realized I had to ask something of myself as well as ask something of those others around me. The academic environment that I worked in, I was privileged to be there. I was a part-time student. I put myself through college at night, got a technician certificate, got a diploma of engineering, got a degree. Some people say I took the scenic route. I say I got valuable industrial experience in parallel. There is a lot of things that I've learned over the years about myself, about industry, about automation and technology. And I've mentioned the word collaboration. You can't do it alone. In this industry, I've been fortunate enough in my role to work with many household names. People don't necessarily know Armstrong or Dematic, but we all know our customers. In the last 2 years, supply chain and logistics has been on the daily news. People that never talked about distribution are suddenly talking about distribution and technology and innovation. I have a habit over the last 25 years, whenever I'm on site, whenever I'm with a customer, I ask them casually, why did you buy this system? There is a wide range of answers. Most people expect the answer to be to save labor. It's not. The most common answer I get is speed, accuracy, reliability, taking the drudgery out of lifting heavy boxes every day. So innovation has made people's life easier, and we've gotten product where we need to. You will hear many life stories through your life. Academics, myself, parents, uncles, neighbors. Write your own life story. Don't write someone else's story. Please, to the students, don't set out to have a career path. set out to have a life story. For over 30 years, I have refrained from the phrase work-life balance. I actually don't like the term work-life balance because it suggests work is something you have to do but don't really enjoy, where life is all the fun stuff that happens outside work. Well, thanks to my work, I've learned many life skills. I've made many friendships. I've traveled the world. We all have 24 hours a day. We've all got 7 days a week. We've got 365 days a year. We're level set in the proportion of time we have. Some is cut short. I wish you a long and happy life ahead of you, but your life story is your life story. The academic institution that you have been lucky enough to attend has given you a great base, a great founding. These academics are mentors, they're carers, they're not teachers. They care about you as human beings, and they wish you success in the future. Education is nurturing. It's not information transfer. It's not knowledge transfer. It's nurturing. You have been privileged to be nurtured. If you get the opportunity, please nurture others. Be the change you want to see in the world. Standing here at the podium and looking out at you, I'm reminded of that old Dilbert cartoon with 3 pictures in it. The cartoon goes, picture number 1. The person at the podium says, "Who wants change?" All the hands go up. The second picture says, "Who wants to change?" No hands go up. The third picture says, "Who wants to lead the change?" And it's an empty hall. Be the change you wish to see in your life, in your workplace, in your society. You are not members of an organization, you are members of a same planet. You will hear the term sustainability a lot in your career, a lot more than I did when I started. Figure out what it means to you. You have a great opportunity to become technical innovators, great engineers. But would you like a bit of hints as you go out into the workforce as to what employers are looking for? I'll give you a little hint and a little insight to when you finish that interview and you walk out of the room as to what the person who has just interviewed you is asking themselves. They are asking themselves 3 items, and take it from someone who has interviewed hundreds of engineers over the years. I ask myself, can do, will fit in. In any role, in any organization, you've now got a head start. You've got the can do. You've got the academic qualifications, you've got the grounding, but it's up to you to will do. Employers like low maintenance staff. I've had people say, I don't want to be micromanaged. No manager wants to micromanage you. They've 10 other things to do. You can do it, you will do it, and you will fit in. Fitting in to your local cricket club, fitting in to your family, fitting in to your organization requires flexibility. As a flexible employee, your employer will value. Your career path will change as you write your own life story. Be open to those challenges, be open to those opportunities, be flexible, and have fun on the way. Enjoy your own life story. Thank you to the academics. Thank you to all you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing all those experiences and insights. We are very delighted to have you here today. Thank you so much. Now, may I take the honor and call upon our guest of honor, Mr. Vineet Mazgaonkar, sir, to please address us.
Good evening. So Brendan, in his Irish Australian accent, has been very articulate about his ideas, made my life a bit difficult and also a bit easy. So whatever advices he gave you, I'll try to slightly elaborate about how to go about it. So he's given you the why, and I'll try to speak about the how to do it. So before that, I'll slightly speak about this Armstrong-Dematic partnership that we have. As you all know, all of you know Armstrong because we are here in this campus since 2018. And today I'm privileged to introduce Dematic via Brendan. And I was telling Tai in the office a little bit about Dematic, and I'll repeat that information here. So Dematic is, do you know how many years old is Dematic? Anybody? Any guess? No, of course. So Dematic is now a 202-year-old company. It's right. It's completed 2 centuries, and they are the pioneers in automation globally. If you look at their history, a lot of innovations, the number ones, the first timers in the world, have been innovated and invented by Dematic. This company is listed via their holding company at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. They're headquartered in the USA, and they have operations in 26 countries around the globe, and they're rapidly expanding. Perhaps in the next 2 to 3 years, they would have operations in another 25 countries. So put together, it would expand to about 50 countries globally. I am privileged and proud to say that we, Armstrong, have collaborated with Dematic as their exclusive partners for India. For the last 2 years, we have been very closely working with them. Our managers, our engineers, most of them were sitting here in the front 2 rows. They have been very closely working with Dematic teams globally. So, for example, Sumit, if you can just stand up. Sumit has been working with Dematic electrical team in Australia. Mayur has been working with Dematic team in Italy. So I can give many such examples. And every week they have these knowledge exchange meetings. Our managers here, I mean, Pranita and Saili, Saili has been working on project management with Dematic. Pranita has been discussing robotics with them. And Suhas on design. So we have got our own experts and who collaborate with Dematic experts. They have weekly cadences of meetings. And through those meetings, we have a great exchange of engineering ideas and innovations. What Dematic has been to the world, Armstrong has been to India. They have about $5 billion company, 40,000 crores, with about 12,000 employees globally. We are about 750 employees in India and happy to be partners of Dematic. And in the last 22 years, Armstrong has also had many firsts to its name in various industrial automation and warehouse automation. And as you all know that if you book any parcel on Amazon or Flipkart these days, there's every chance that 9 out of 10 packages would have traveled on our systems before they reach you all over India. So I would say that I see a lot of young faces. How many of you are in the final year? Okay. And the rest are in the third and the maybe the earlier years. So I would recommend that, like Brendan said, the way he started by making friends with the security guards and getting a foothold into the industry. So that was his hustle. In comparison to that, you and me had the privilege of straight away going to the college after finishing our 10+2 or 10+3, whatever. I think that we should make most of this opportunity to interact with the industry, because ultimately the purpose of our education is to apply it. So engineers are applied scientists. We innovate like scientists, but we are not pure scientists. We are applied scientists. So whatever we innovate should be useful to the society, should be useful to the people. And to do that, we at Armstrong always welcome you with open arms. So even if whatever branch you are, feel free to reach out to any of our managers and leaders here who are here. And we have a team of about 100 team leaders in Armstrong, 110 to be precise. Feel free to reach out to them and feel free to access our plants, factories, gain knowledge, make your hands dirty at the shop floor. We have the most pioneering IT department, by the way. Very few people know about this because our name says Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. But if you must have seen the depalletizing robot, it deploys the latest algorithms of machine learning and vision technology. So even if you come from IT, we have a lot to offer, especially in the field of Industry 4.0, IIoT. So I welcome all the talented people here to this Armstrong Dematic partnership and to make great careers in the industry. Just last word of advice I would give you is be the best at whatever you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Vineet sir. It's always been a pleasure to listen to you. And frankly speaking, your social approach is something which we are always admired of. So thank you so much for that. Now, without wasting time, I would like to request Mr. Pranav Masgaonkar sir to please address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Mr. President, Dr. Shewale, Sir Chitnis Ma'am, Nileematai, rest of the dignitaries. It is a privilege to be here in this institute again. And I share a special bond with this institute, not this particular college as such, but I have got my foundation created because I have studied until 12th when I was in Satana, in MVPS school as well as junior college. And the great teachers that I had, actually, because of that, today I am in front of you as a co-founder of Armstrong. And today it's a great moment. We all are celebrating this magnificent lab that we have in front of us, robotic lab. And first of all, I thank Honorable Sir Chitnis Ma'am. I remember when we started this discussion, when Pranita actually spoke with her very small incidents. She had gone for admission and then eventually she got connected to her, and very, the thought of, can we work with your institute? And she immediately picked it up. The energy, the overall, aggression, it is phenomenal. She immediately came to our plant 1, met us, saw all what we do, our manufacturing facilities. She personally saw that, took interest, drove the entire organization from MVP side very quickly. And then within 2 months, we laid our foundation stone of the building, the beautiful building that we just inaugurated. So first of all, very strong applause. And because of such leadership, actually, students are here and boys, girls, you are privileged because nowadays I consider, Brendan spoke about change, being change, but I see that change is a part of everybody's life. Change is a part of education. No longer engineering is just engineering. And this is a great opportunity that you guys have, that you can, apart from your academic education, you can have something, a small course into robotics, which can make you industry ready, first of all, as well as you can start your career with a great technology, and eventually technologies are evolving. So once you are stepping it, if you like technology, as Vinit mentioned, we have a lot of areas. You have designing, you have AI. These are buzzwords, but everywhere. I mean, you can be interested. Sometimes we take admission into instrumentation, then it turns out that I like mechanical more, and all that happens. So be free, explore yourself is what I feel. I myself is a polymer engineer. When I passed out the other day, both of us went to Rajkot with Vinit's saving of 2 lakh rupees, and we bought some machineries, lathe and drilling machine. Within a month, I was standing on the lathe to operate the lathe. And after that, I don't remember anything of polymer engineering. So perhaps I know a bit of automation, sensors, PLCs, and a lot of machines. So your destiny can take you anywhere, and it depends on what Brandon says. It depends on what you like, what are you passionate about. I think such a great institutions are giving you wonderful opportunities to explore yourself. At least try out that. Even if you don't like, you can, as Vinit said, we are free. We welcome you. Come explore, see what are the fields. In Armstrong, fortunately, there are all lot of engineering fields that one can think about, except civil engineering. So you can have a taste of that. You can do your internship. So whole point is that just don't pass on 4 years and become engineers. You have to take up some initiative. Your college is taking a great initiative, and then it is a win-win situation. It's a tri-party win-win situation, whereas industry is going ahead with the welcoming hands of institutions, and then these opportunities are created for all of you. So thank you very much, MVP, for having us, and all the best to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranav sir. Sir, I would really thank you for all the help, support, and guidance every now and then. This would have not been possible without all the support and guidance which you had given to us. Thank you so much. Now, I like to call upon our Honorable Sarchitness Madam of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Srimati Nileematai Pawar Madam, to please guide us with her insights.
Chief guest present for today's inauguration of MVP Armstrong Robotics Laboratory, Braden Lacy, today's guest of honor, Vinit Mazgaonkar and Mr. Pranav Mazgaonkar, and the guest, Shri.Pralhad. I would also like to welcome all the management committee members, our president, Dr. Shewale, our director, Dr. Nikam, Dr. Devre, Gadak Nana, and Sachin Pingre, our EO, Dr. Kokate, Principal Devne Sir, Desle Sir, Gadve Dada, all team members, everyone on the dais and off the dais. I would like to highlight the history of our Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj. We are 108-year-old institute whose foundation was laid down in the year 1914. We are the second largest educational institution in the state of Maharashtra. Initially, foundation of this institution was laid down by our Karmavir. They were the men who envision a culture and knowledge-centric society. The motto of the institute reads, "For the well-being and happiness of the common masses to kindle the social cause." Our trust is proud of itself having full of more than 200 students, 200 or 2 lakh. Yes, for him I am saying that. And students in 487 educational institutes with more than 10,000 employees and has nearly 10,290 life members. We are proud of inauguration inaugurating this robotic lab in accordance with Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. I personally want to thank the complete team of Armstrong Machine Lab Builders Private Limited. Especially want to thank Vineet and Pranav for all the trust and faith they have shown in our institute. This would not have been possible without your help. I still remember the initial talks with your team and our faculty. I got an opportunity to visit your factory at Satana. This is the time when I learned how interconnected we are with our vision. If we took one step of visiting to your factory, you took two steps ahead and initiated talk for the robotic lab for our institute. We are blessed and fortunate enough to have this association with you. Also, by this, we agreed upon a separate entity for this progressive lab, which is built in 336 square meter and a cost of rupees 75 lakhs was incurred in constructing the same. We are proud to say that this was complete in-house project completed by our trust staff and engineers. I'm pretty sure that this center of excellence is going to be proved as one of its kind place of learning with the most advanced equipments. I want to assure you that we will make the best of it. Look forward in having a lifelong association with Armstrong Machine Builders Private Limited. We will see to it that development and proceeding of this laboratory will reach to all the students fraternity and will also urge to the student to take the maximum benefit of the same. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the Department of Instrumentation of Engineering of this institute who took all the efforts for achieving this milestone, the successful inauguration of today's MVP, Armstrong Robotic Laboratory. Thanking you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for all the insights. It's our honor to hear from you, and you always have been our inspiration. Thank you so much for that. I take the opportunity to call upon the president of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Honorable Dr. Tushar Shewale sir, to please address the gathering.
महाराष्ट्रातील अग्रगण्य शिक्षण संस्था मराठा विद्या प्रसारक समाज या समाजाचे सर्व आद्य कर्मवीर यांना मी या ठिकाणी विनम्र अभिवादन करतो. आज आपल्या MVP आर्मस्ट्रॉंग रोबोटिक्स लॅब इनॉग्रेशनसाठी आलेले आजचे आपले प्रमुख पाहुणे ब्रेंडन लेसी, त्याचबरोबर इथं उपस्थित असलेले श्रीयुत विनीतजी आणि प्रणवजी माझगावकर सर, आपल्या संस्थेचे सरचिटणीस आदरणीय निलीमाताई, त्याचबरोबर संस्थेचे सन्माननीय संचालक डॉक्टर विश्रामजी निकम, डॉक्टर प्रशांत देवरे, त्याचबरोबर सचिनजी पिंगळे, प्रल्हाद दादा गडाख, मिस्टर प्रसाद, त्याचबरोबर आपल्या कॉलेजचे प्राचार्य देवणे सर, मंचावर असलेले देसले सर आणि गाडवे सर, त्याचबरोबर माझ्यासमोर असलेले सर्व इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेजचे सर्व प्राध्यापक, त्याचबरोबर विद्यार्थी आणि उपस्थित असलेले सर्व ज्येष्ठ श्रेष्ठ, आज खरोखर अभिमान वाटावा अशी चांगली गोष्ट घडलेली आहे की आपल्याच संस्थेचे माजी विद्यार्थी ज्यांनी सटाणाच्या कॉलेजमध्ये आपलं एज्युकेशन घेतलं आणि त्यांनी आपल्या संस्थेबरोबर नाळ कधी तोडली नाही, आपल्या संस्थेवर कायम राहिले आणि आज संस्थेला त्यांनी आपली एक लॅब त्यांनी आज या ठिकाणी रोबोटिक लॅब म्हणून त्यांनी आपल्याला दिलेली आहे. मला आठवतं माझगावकर बंधूंचे वडील, त्यांची आठवण मला इथे येते. डॉक्टर माझगावकर हे सटण्यातले अतिशय निष्ठुर एक निष्णात डॉक्टर होते. मी जेव्हा मालेगावला वैद्यकीय सेवा चालू केली त्यावेळेला त्यांचा आशीर्वाद मला त्यावेळी मिळाला होता. अशा डॉक्टर माजगावकरांचे दोन्ही चिरंजीव अतिशय मेहनतीने आणि चिकाटीने यांनी पुढे जाऊन ही आपली आर्मस्ट्रॉंग ऑटोमॅटिक काय आर्मस्ट्रॉंग रोबोटिक्स त्यांनी चालू केलं आणि अख्ख्या आपल्या भारताचं नाव त्यांनी परदेशामध्ये मोठ्या दिमाखाने चालू ठेवलं. आज बऱ्याचशा देशांमध्ये त्यांचं रोबोटिक्समधल्या ह्या मशिनरीचं काम करत आहेत आणि खरोखर अतिशय अभिमानाची गोष्ट आहे आपल्या सरांसाठी की त्यांनी एक दिशा दिलेली आहे आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी दिशा घेतली पाहिजे की अशा पद्धतीचं काम केलं, चिकटे जर आपण ठेवली तर आपण काही करू शकतो, कुठेही पोहोचू शकतो. याचं उत्तम उदाहरण या ठिकाणी यांनी दाखवून दिलेलं आहे. मी माझ्यावर बंधूंचं या ठिकाणी खूप मनापासून अभिनंदन करतो. त्याचबरोबर त्यांचे जे सोबत असणं काम करणारे म्हणजे त्यांना गायडन्स करणारे खास आहे आपले इथं लेसी साहेब, यांचं मी या ठिकाणी खूप मनापासून अभिनंदन करतो की त्यांनी आपल्या संस्थेला ही रोबोटिक लॅब आपल्याला बनवून दिली आणि आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी भविष्यातील दरवाजे त्यांनी उघडे केलेले आहेत. आज या ठिकाणी या सगळ्यांबद्दल मी आदरभाव व्यक्त करतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and insights on this graceful occasion. Of course, this is a proud moment for all of us. Thank you so much. Now I call upon our Vice Principal, Mr. Nitin Desle, sir, to please present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vinit. On behalf of this great education institute, Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, and its Karmavir Advocate Baburao Ganpatrao Thakre College of Engineering, I take this opportunity to extend my vote of thanks to respected Brandon Lacy sir, Vinit and Pranav Mazgaonkar sir, Shri.Pralhad sir, respected President of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Dr. Tushar Dada Shewale, our Honorable Sir Chitnis, Nileematai Pawar, respected directors who are present for today's function, Dr. Vishramji Nikam, Pralhadji Gadak, Sachin Dada Pingle, Dr. Prashant Devre sir, all respected LMC members, education officers, Armstrong team, and all the media and team KBT COE for spending their valuable time and witnessing this historical moment in the journey of this institute. Thank you.
Now I request everybody to please stand up for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
I request all the audience to please be seated. I officially announce that this program is over and the dignitaries can please leave the dais. I request all the audience to please be seated. I request all the LMC members, media people, and the people from the team members of Armstrong Machine Builders to please leave the seminar hall from this way.